Hi, everybody. This is Beverly D, and this is Politics and Tea. And so I'm not at home, so I don't have my teacup with me, but we're going to talk some politics today. And I separated this channel from my other channel here. So we're going to see what is going on, what I pick up with politics here today. And I told you once before that Donald Trump, when he came into his powers, not in 2016. I can't remember, was it May or June when I told you that he really came into his powers? And so you're really seeing it now. And it doesn't matter what the Democrats and the other people are doing. It's not really going to work. And I know some of you don't believe me, but time will definitely tell here. And this was not only a United States situation. This was a world situation here. Why do you think you see the president in all these different countries talking to all of these heads here, these presidents and prime ministers and things like that? He is making alliance. He is changing the system because what is going on here is that you have nationalism versus socialism. And from people that's back in my day, we called socialism was communism. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with communism versus freedom. And so this is what's going on here. And you're also dealing with a lot of technology here. I mean, it's a lot going on because that's why it's so important that we really get into our intuition. We really get into the holistic part of who we are and not just focus on the surface because it's so much that we are involved in that we don't even realize. So we are dealing with aliens. We have been for a long time. We are dealing with the technology where they're not aliens, but they have been created. We dealing with that. We dealing with mankind. We dealing with humans. It's just so much that's going on. And so it's very important now that you really tap into that essence, that spirit, whatever, that God conscious, whatever you call it. It's so important that you tap into it so you know what you're dealing with because there's so much that's going on here. You're going to be hearing a lot about space, a lot about aliens and things. They gotta just ease things to you. A lot of us already have seen this. We know this has been going on for a long time. This is not nothing new, but they ready to go to another. They ready to give you more information now, to reveal some things to you more so than they were before. All of those people that running for the presidency, and I don't want to bust anybody bubbles, but none of them is going to win. And to me, if you look at it, it looks like that they really helping Trump because it's like they doing stuff that it's really don't seem real. It's like, okay, if I can see through all of this, if I can see what's going on, how come other people can't see what's going on? So I guess they are dealing with people that's not paying attention. That's what it is. And so it's a lot of people that's really not paying attention, but this is a time for you to pay attention because things that's going on here is really affecting us. And so what I feel like that what the president is trying to let people know is that is the people has the power. And once you understand that you have the power, it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I won't say it doesn't matter. I mean, military plays an important role into this. But when the people, the masses stand up, they make a difference. Look what they did in Was that not Hong Kong, Tokyo, or somewhere over there, where all of them young people, and and this is, excuse me, and this is going on. Like I say, this is a world thing that's here, and if you know, and these, it look and getting to this Biden situation here now. Well, how much sense do that make? They focusing on the president talking to another president about the corruption, but they're not focusing on what they're talking about. They're not focusing on the money and all of that stuff that was going on with Biden, and he's not the only one. And I just want you to understand that what was going on with Ukraine, that was money laundering. That's what it. And watch and see. Later on, it'll come out, but just watch and see it. That was straight up money laundering. Just, and if you listen to the president, he gonna tell you. You just got to pay attention. See, that's why they put all of that propaganda out there. And oh, he this and oh, he that, because they don't want you to listen to him, because he gonna tell you what's going on. And when he told you that they was giving suitcases full of money. Now, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out when you transporting suitcases full of money. I mean, and all it takes now is just to push a button and you can have money transferred from one part of the world to the other part of the world in a matter of seconds. But when you are giving people suitcases of money, that's laundering. That's money laundering. That's other things that's going on here. So the Democrats, what is they are they do they have a platform? Are they, and I'm not even a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. You know, I'm just an observer. I'm just watching this situation here. And I know that if I can see things, I'm quite sure other people could see things. But how come is it that people get so upset? Have you just watch people? That's what I'm saying. Just look through your spiritual eyes. How come that people, when you wear Trump or you talk about Trump or you support Trump or um, you try to be, fair. I mean, if you not with their agenda, they go crazy on you. I mean, what is that? That's not normal. That's like you're dealing with a mental person. You can't even have a conversation where you just want to go in a rage. What's that? That don't sound right. That don't look right. So that's why I'm saying it's really important that you do pay attention. A lot of people's like, oh, I'm working, I don't want to pay attention to that politics. But you better pay attention here and understand that the news media is a propaganda. That's all it is. It's a propaganda, all of it. And so you got to be able to research the information yourself. And that's another problem people have, because a lot of people say, well, I'm busy. By the time I work and deal with my family, I don't have time to be researching. Well, you need to, cut the TV off mainly and do some research. Go and don't just go, because a lot of times when I hear people talking, I'm hearing them repeating what is said on the news. And the president is not telling you that they fake news just to be saying that. That's for real. And if you do your investigation, your research, if you take it upon yourself to go search the information out, you will really, really see that it's an agenda. And look at the people who is behind the news, who's running the news, who own the networks. Look what their ideology is. Look at what perspective that they're coming from. So you can't just listen to what they're saying, because all of that is a propaganda. This is a time for you. If you're going to be asleep, you're going to stay asleep. And if you're going to ever wake up, this is the time for you to definitely wake up now, because there's a lot that's going on and you need to be knowing what's going on. You cannot have your hands over your eyes and your ears, because you're going to get left, you're going to get ran over, you're going to get abused. I mean, it's just a lot going on. So you got to be able to, it's like walking across a busy street and just walking out in the street and not looking. You got to look and see what's going on so you won't get ran over. That's what it is. And I'm not telling nobody not to vote. I'm not telling you which way to vote and none. I'm just trying to get you to understand, to go beyond the propaganda and do your research yourself. That's all I'm saying. Just do your research. And from the little research that I have done, that Ukraine energy, that was laundering. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care what angle you look at it. That was laundering money, other stuff, and we have it was a bad uh, child ring going on here. The child trafficking, that was a world thing, and the United States is right there in the front of it. But that's a world thing, and as a mother, we should really be looking out for the children. I mean, if we don't look out for them, who else gonna look out for them? And we should be really speaking up, standing up for this that's been going on. And part of this communist, socialist, if you look at the people that was involved, they are heavily involved with the child trafficking and all of that. It was money. It was just like selling drugs. You know, they was using the children in the place of selling drugs. And I don't want to say all the Republicans is good and all the Democrats are bad. I'm not saying that. But you got the good and the bad on both sides. You got Republicans that's resigning, that's moving out the way because they all involved in it too. And so you can't look at Republican is all good and Democrat is all bad. You can't look at that. You got to be, that's why I'm saying, do your research and look at things. Use your spiritual eye, your intuition that you pick up, and not just what somebody is telling you. But these people have hidden agendas, and you need to know that. Also, do some research on Trump. And all they talk about is his father was KKK and his granddaddy was a pimp. Okay. But they ain't tell you about his uncle that was a scientist, his uncle that worked for the government, his uncle that was doing the time of Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, who, well, my opinion, I mean, he was connected from somewhere else. He had tapped into something somewhere else here. But they're not going to tell you that part. They're not going to tell you that when Nicholas Tesla, whatever, you know who I'm talking about. Do some research. They're not going to tell you that I feel like he was killed, but they're not going to tell you that when he died, that Trump uncle got all of his paper, because the government couldn't figure that stuff out. They had to have another scientist that could figure the stuff out. You know, he was dealing with time travel. That's why I'm saying, don't just, you know, they giving you the pimp and the KKK. A lot of the KKKs is sitting in your face. It got suits on. They part of the government. They took the sheets off and put the suits and ties on. So don't even buy into all of that. You know, you dealing with KKKs every day. So all of that's control, mind control. Don't fall for that. And I mean, if he was, he was. It is what it is. Again. But look at the other part. That's what I'm saying. Look at the whole picture. Don't just keep buying into the propaganda. But getting back to Trump's uncle, who was the scientist, and I can't remember his name. But anyway, he got all of Nicholas, all of his records, all of his work that he had. And so the government had him to go through it and see, you know, if he can explain to them what he was doing, because he was working with time travel. He was working with, like we got the cell towers now, the energy. And you know that's what it's about. It's all about energy because that's all we are is energy. So he was working with the energy. He was working with the main thing was the time travel. And so, we time travel every day because we, in our mind, we go forward, we go backwards, we stay here. I mean, we time travels anyway, but he had took it to a different level. And so Trump uncle got the information. Trump uncle, who do you think he gave a lot of that information to when Trump was a little boy? Because Trump is a genius. You know how you had geniuses that they be brilliant, but they different. And that's why what they call them eccentric or something like that. But he's a genius. And I mean, you can believe it or you don't have to believe it, but he is. But he also had the advantage because his uncle gave him a lot of the of Nicholas information, a lot of formulas, that was there. Look at that part. Look at how come everything that they come at this guy. I mean, he just checkmate them. You might have to think, well, wait a minute, what is this about this time travel thing here? Because if somebody has been here before, have traveled here, and they already know all the moves that's going to be made, and they're going to bat 100 every time because they're going to know who throwing what ball, which way they going to throw it. And just really take a look. Everything that they throw at this person, and they keep giving you hope. For those of you that have bought into the nonsense, they keep giving you hope. Okay, we're going to get him this time. Okay, they didn't get him. We're going to get him this time. And so you just keep on hoping. And that's how they keep that control over you so you won't go and look for things yourself. So you got to be able to really see what is going on. It's a lot going on. We are in energy field here that I don't feel like we ever been here before. If we did, it's been eons ago. But I just feel like that this is a vibration here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to lose my energy here. Okay. So we in a vibration. This is unusual times that we dealing with here. And things and everything that was going on behind the scenes is being brought out in the open. And so that's all that this is doing here. You seeing things that people were doing. I mean, Biden is just the beginning. He just a tip of the iceberg. Him and the Clintons and Obama, the whole crew, and Soros. Do some research on him. Because he's one. He's not the only one, but he's one of those. But that's what he do. He go and he destroy countries and break them up. And that's how they want to control the world. That's why they into open borders. So, that don't even make sense. How you going to let people come in? And that's just like somebody breaking into your house and you just going to sit there and you just going to let them come on in. They come in and just take over your house. And you just sit there like, okay, come on in. I mean, really, really. And that's what's going on. They don't have a problem with the people coming in the front door that you let them in. I mean, it's just common sense. Where is the common sense? Well, just look, and then you're talking about children. What he doing to the children. Didn't you see that those pictures that they were showing you was from Obama time? You so caught up into the propaganda that you're not really paying attention. A lot of those pictures they were showing you were from Obama when he was separating the children and things. And a lot of those children, that's part of the trafficking. Yeah, some of them really are. But a lot of them, that wasn't their parents. And they in the United States got hip to it and was like, wait a minute, we're going to do some DNA. And they started doing DNA and finding out them people wasn't even related to them children. And I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them. They were doing the traffic. I told you they're using the children in place of the drugs. They making big money off of them children. And again, where are the mothers? Our responsibility is to every child, not just only your child. You know how, and this is a African proverb, as they say, it take a village to raise a child. But you letting these beasts abuse these children. We the village here. Where's the mothers? I know when I was growing up in my neighborhood, the children could go out and play because it's going to be a parent sitting on the porch. It might be 2 or 3 of us. We didn't sit out there and just watch our children. We watched every child that was out there playing on the block. And if the child did something wrong, we chastised them and told their parents. So that's what it's like when they say a village raised a child. You got to look after it, not just only yours, other people. And these children, they depend especially on the mothers. I mean, the dads, yeah, but we had the children. We care. There is a certain expecting that a child, the mother, that the daddy might not be in the life, but that mama's supposed to be there. We the nurturers. And we letting this go on? We letting them rape these children? Really? Come on, y'all. The mothers should be stepping up. You shouldn't be waiting on the government to do that. They fighting. To me, I see them like in a battle, like back in the old days when they was with the swords and stuff. But while they fighting, the children is just being raped and killed and all of that. And we just sitting back, we just waiting on them to get finished fighting. But look how many children is going to be destroyed. And this is a reign that's going on around the world. And then with Epstein, do your research. Epstein wasn't what the news people making you think that he was a billionaire and he just was a child molester. He was CIA. He was Mossad or whatever you call. And the government hand is all in. I'm telling you, it's so much. Go do your research on this guy. This guy is not what the news. Look at where his money was coming from. Look at what was going on here. Look at the woman that he was dealing with. Her sisters, they into technology. They got this spy stuff all on the computer here. Everything you do, they spying at you. This is the woman that was with Epstein. She's an agent also. Her sister, her daddy, they daddy was an agent. I'm telling you, y'all, this is not what it seems to be. Do your research. These people are not. And how he get his money, do the research. Do the research. It's not when you start following them, connecting them dots, you're going to be like, oh my God, where is God dealing with these people here? But this is government vibration that's here. Then just a month or so ago, you had a big ship that got busted. And the ship was J.P. Morgan. Do the research. They the big drug dealers. Here's J.P. Morgan Bank. And they bringing drugs. It was tons and tons of drugs. He hasn't been arrested, but he's been involved in drug dealing. What's up with that? Come on now. You got all of this is going on right in front of us, and we sitting there listening to that crap that they telling you on the news to keep you asleep, to keep you hypnotized, and all this other stuff is going on. You got J.P. Morgan bringing in tons of drugs and been doing it for a while, and check on the CEO of that company and see what you see about him. Do your research. And Biden and them, oh my God, all of the, and now you're going to find out who's been running the country. It's the CIA. They've been running the country. They've been running everything. That's who he's fighting. That's what the president is fighting. They've been deep in. They had took over. The presidents had to do what they say. That's how come they fighting this person so, because he like, I know who y'all is. Y'all can't, y'all, I'm breaking this shit up. So all I'm saying is just do your own research. Don't quit listening to that propaganda that they're giving you. Turn that junk off, because it's just a form of brainwashing, and that's what it's for. And they and do the research. Epstein, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We did. I have a blog talk radio show, and I have an excellent researcher that's he's been researching for 30, 40 years. And I mean, they've been trying to, universities and all of them been trying to get him, but he will not go because he knows what's going on. Go listen to Truth to Power on Blog Talk Radio and listen to the research he did on Epstein. It would just blow your mind to find out who this man really is and what is really going on here and in our country and the world. This is a world thing that's going on. So I just want y'all to really don't get hyped up with the propaganda vibration that is going on there. I was going to do some cards, but I think I said enough here. I just feel like that you just need to pay attention and understand that there's corruption to the core. This country is under attack. Other countries is under attack too. And I just want to say too about Omar before I go. She's not gonna be able to be in Congress again. Her whole thing was to come in and do what she had to do. She is not for America. She's not part of America. She has a hidden agenda. It's so many sleeper cells that is here. People that's here, and when they supposed to do what they supposed to do, they do. She's doing her agenda, and her agenda is not America. And I mean, if you got any kind of spiritual eye, you could see right through her. You could see through that. And out of those, what is it, four of them, or four or five, however it is, she the leader. So you need to start to pay attention. Really pay attention. And you need to pay attention to the one that's from Michigan, because she got hidden agendas too. So they all got their hidden agendas. They are, to me, they like spies or agents that had infiltrated. That's what it feels like. They have infiltrated. Well, that's what I have to say for now. And so I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm looking with my first eye. I'm not listening. Well, I hear the propaganda, but I'm not buying it. And do some research on Trump as far as his uncle, not the daddy and the granddaddy. They want you to look over there, but look at his uncle, who was the scientist who got the information from, you know who I was talking about. I'm looking right at him. But that's what happened when you start getting some age on you. You can't. But anyway, look at the information about his uncle, who was the scientist, and about the time travel information. Because his uncle did not give the United States, the government, all of that information. He gave a lot of it to Trump, or he copied a lot of it. He explained a lot of it. And Trump was a little boy. He knew that Trump was real smart, like he was. And so he gave a lot of that information, or made Trump aware of a lot of that information. So just pay attention. If things is not what you think it is and what they're telling you. So do your own research and listen to what's going on and look at Epstein. It ain't nothing like what the media is telling you. Totally. And it's another lady. I can't think of her name. I should have wrote it down. Is it Wendy? She also had done some real good research on Epstein. She also has too. I have to give it to her. She's did her homework. Whitney, I think her name is Whitney. But she's, and is it Molly? Molly has did some good, but you got to start looking at people who doing the research and turn that propaganda stuff off on that news. Okay, enough talking. I'll come back later and give you some more information. Peace and love.